regions in this country will determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. The Western Kenya region, specifically the Luhya Nation, and the Mount Kenya region. They will determine whether the next president of the Republic of Kenya will be Raila Amolo Odinga, or whether that president is going to be the Deputy President William Samoei Arap Ruto. And several factors are going to determine how those regions are going to vote. And I've been looking at the data and statistics and looking at the previous election patterns. I strongly believe that Mount Kenya region is going to shock the United Democratic Alliance Party and will definitely deliver the presidency to Raila Amolo Odinga. And by delivering the presidency to Raila Amolo Odinga, it might not mean that Raila Odinga will win the votes in the mountain. Several factors will be at play. In this video today, I want us to look at how Mount Kenya region will make Raila Amolo Odinga the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to be a bit brief. Two regions, that is the mountain and the Luhya Nation, will determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. If William Ruto is going to win overwhelmingly in the Mount Kenya region and then manage to split the Luhya Nation with Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto is going to win the popular vote. Again, if Raila Amolo Odinga will be able to consolidate Western Kenya and manage to get a percentage, let's say 30 to 40% of the votes from the mountain, then Raila Odinga is going to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. For William Ruto, several other things will be at play, because William Ruto's strategy was very clear from the onset. William Ruto's strategy was to use the Uhuru Kenyatta playbook, consolidate the mountain, then consolidate Rift Valley, then compete with Raila Amolo Odinga in some other areas. Of course, we all agree that the 2013 general election and 2017 general election were not free, fair, and credible. I want to believe what the Cabinet Secretary for ICT has been maintaining, that the 2022 general election is going to be free, fair, and credible, and that the votes will actually count. But how will the mountain make Raila Odinga the next president of the Republic of Kenya? Number one is the voter turnout. The mountain has close to 4.5 million registered voters. If you add Nairobi, close to 5 million. That's huge. And you know, they're also spread in other parts of Rift Valley. So the truth of the matter is that in the last two elections, the turnout in those regions was so high. The system made the turnout to be so high in those regions, whether they voted or not. So the question which most Kenyans are asking, will the mountain turn up in large numbers the way they did in 2013 and the way they did in 2017 to vote for William Ruto? Or because of the fact that they don't have a presidential candidate this time, those who will go to vote will just go to vote to exercise their democratic right, but those who are sick in hospital will not be able to vote. So those are some of the issues which are going to determine this vote. Based on my own analysis, I tend to think that the voter turnout in the mountain is not going to be as high as it was in 2013 and 2017. We will not be seeing the Kikuyu nation trying to protect the presidency from leaving the house of Mumbi. We will not be seeing the Kikuyu nation hiring buses to go to the hospitals to remove people who are sick and transport them with those from the hospital beds to go and vote. I don't see that happening, because the craze with which these guys turned up in the last election is not going to be experienced in this particular election. So if that turnout is going to reduce by 10%, the person who is going to lose the most is William Ruto. So if you take 10% of 4.5 million, that's almost 400,000 votes slipping. Then, Raila Odinga is also gaining. And with the help of Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga is gaining. And with the choice of Martha Karua, his projection of getting 40% is right there. So if Raila Odinga will then get 40% and Ruto has lost, through the turnout alone, 10%. That's close to 50%. And that's why that's why Uhuru Kenyatta is sitting somewhere just drawing. His mathematics, in my view, is going to add up. So the voter turnout will hand over the presidency to Raila Odinga. As long as the voter turnout in the mountain will be suppressed, William Ruto will be in trouble. So that's number one. Number two, why the mountain is going to hand Raila Odinga the presidency is party agents. For the first time, I'm sure Raila Odinga is going to have agents at the polling stations. In the last elections, Raila Odinga never had agents in the mountain. So a lot of monkey businesses took place in the mountain. Raila Odinga's votes were actually suppressed in the mountain. Uhuru Kenyatta votes were inflated in the mountain because Raila Odinga didn't have agents. He was overpowered. He was subdued in that region. And because of Uhuru Kenyatta, because of Jubilee as a political party, because of ODM as a political party, because of the handshake, and even because of resources, I am sure Uhuru Kenyatta is going to ensure that Raila Odinga will have agents in all polling stations in the mountain. And this will prevent any attempt to suppress Raila Odinga votes. In the last election, Raila Odinga would get, let's say, 50 votes in a polling station. They'll be reduced to 5. I don't think that's going to happen again. As long as that will not happen, it's going to impact heavily on Ruto. The question is, how many votes of Raila Odinga were suppressed in the last election in the mountain? So many. How many of Uhuru Kenyatta votes were inflated? Where Uhuru got like 1,300, then he's given 1,500 based on the registered voters. That's not going to happen. And as long as those will not happen, the real figures are going to turn up. The truth of the matter is that in the last election, even underage kids voted in the mountain. They were registered. This time around, with Raila Odinga having agents all over mountain, it won't happen. And as long as it won't happen, it's going to hurt William Samoei Ruto and his bid of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. That's how politics is. So those are the realities. As long as Raila Odinga will have agents, those agents will ensure his votes are protected. And as long as the votes are protected, rest assured that Raila Odinga as a human being, as a political enigma in this country, enjoys the support across the country. So in any constituency in the mountain, Raila Odinga will have finally at least his supporters casting their votes, and those votes will count. Number 3 is Martha Karua factor. The truth of the matter, and William Kabogo was on, was it NTV yesterday or KTN? And I listened to him closely. He was very categorical that Rigathi Gachagua is hurting William Ruto's campaign and that Martha Karua is overpowering Rigathi Gachagua as far as the mountain is concerned. The truth of the matter is that Martha Karua has a history with the mountain. In 2007, Martha Karua single-handedly became the only man standing who delivered the presidency back to the Kikuyu nation. When she contested in 2013 for the presidency, Martha Karua got around 43,000 votes. That's what most people are quoting. What they're not quoting is that when Martha Karua again contested as a governor for Kirinyaga, she got over 143,000 votes. In fact, Martha Karua was rigged out. Those are the realities of life in Kirinyaga. So her entry into Raila Odinga's equation is exciting the mountain. And the mountain is now receptive to Raila Odinga. And those are the realities. And that's how the mountain is going to change towards Raila Odinga. And that's why, if you want to prove this, you start counting the number of times William Ruto is going to the mountain of late, and the number of times William Ruto is going to Western Kenya. The mountain is shaky, so he's trying to recover in Western Kenya. Number 4, in my view, is President Uhuru Kenyatta's schemes. Uhuru Kenyatta is a political scientist. That's the reality. Uhuru Kenyatta understands politics. He knows where the votes are as far as Mount Kenya is concerned. I was telling a friend, I don't know whether I was saying it here, I was telling a friend how in the last election, Hassan Omar, who is my friend, was contesting in Mombasa, and Raila Odinga called him and told him, boy, my boy, don't, Raila calls Hassan Omar my son. So he called him, my son, please don't contest for the governor. Go back to the Senate. Then Hassan insisted. Then he told Hassan, okay, tell me how you are going to win. So Hassan Omar took his notebook, wrote, this is how we are going to win. The Raila told him, I understand the politics of Mombasa and Tukos in general. Whatever you're telling me here, forget about. But if you're insisting, go and run. So Uhuru Kenyatta is also understanding the voting pattern of his people. So he's currently focusing on Akorino, the elderly, on the women, because he understands that in the mountain, those are the places where you get the votes. You don't get the votes in public rallies. You don't get the votes by attending, organizing huge caravans. So he understands that. These schemes by Uhuru Kenyatta will deliver the presidency to Raila Odinga. If you look at Uhuru Kenyatta's strategy for Raila Odinga in the mountain, he is splitting it into 2. Mount Kenya East, Mount Kenya West. As we speak today, if elections were to be held in Mount Kenya East, Raila Odinga has already secured 40, if not 50%. So the only place remaining for him is the West. Those are the schemes of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And as long as Raila Odinga will be able to deal with the Ruto at that level, then the mountain will deliver the presidency. And lastly is the choice of Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate. Yesterday, the deputy president was in Nakuru. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua was appointed by the deputy president purposely to mobilize and consolidate the mountain, and maybe because he was courageous enough to attack President Uhuru Kenyatta. So yesterday they were in Nakuru, and when the deputy president was addressing the residents there, at some point he realized the media were there, and he kicked out the media. Why do you think he did that? My own thinking is that the media was kicked out there because the deputy president feared that Rigathi Gachagua might be given a platform to speak. And whatever he was going to speak was going to be interpreted differently, or was not going to be in line with their political objectives. So the truth of the matter is that when Rigathi Gachagua was appointed, the Mount Kenya East were very bitter. They felt Ruto betrayed their son. That went. Then now in the Kikuyu nation, the history of Molo, the history of Limuru, when he served there, came up, and it has not been a bed of roses for Rigathi Gachagua since he was elected. The other day I was reading that he had called a meeting of his bloggers to try and deal with the specific bloggers allied to the president, Wahome Thuku, Pauline Njoroge, and the rest. I don't know how that went. Maybe I need to follow it up. But the truth is, the mountain is going to hand the victory to Raila Amolo Odinga. Not by numbers, but by having turnout, which is low, having party agents, which will ensure that Raila Odinga's votes will not be suppressed, and will also ensure that William Ruto's votes will not be inflated. The Martha Karua factor, there is President Uhuru Kenyatta's schemes, and the fear of Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is your man, Lee Makwiny. Please, in case you are watching it for the first time, don't forget to click that subscribe button now. Thank you. May you have a good day.